So I gotta poop really, really bad, y'all. So my husband's like, go to the bathroom, go to the bathroom. And I'm like, okay. So I go to the bathroom to poop, right? I leave my head back. My hair catches on fire. And on top of all that, the midwife missed the birth. Our kids to go away so we can tell this story about them. Get out! What's up, y'all? So I'm here with my husband Jacob. We're about to tell y'all our crazy birth story. Y'all know who I am. I'm Juby Mama, aka Tracy. I have a couple videos before this, so you could check them out. It's all about birth and how to empower mothers. But anyway, we are here today to tell y'all our crazy birth story. Mm-hmm. Are y'all ready?
Let's go.
Let's get into it.
Let's get into it.
So our story starts out like this, and we are telling you the birth of our first son, Levi. So I have one son, his name's Levi, he's now 3. And then I have another son whose name is Hezzy, he's 2. And then we have a baby on the way. Let me see, can y'all see my stomach?
Baby bump.
We just ate, so excuse the crumbs. But
the crumbs on your okay. Yeah.
Yes. But anyway, so this is the story of the first baby.
Yep. This is baby number 1, Levi.
So yeah, this is when it all started out. This is when I started to learn about home births and all this stuff. So anyway, the story starts out like this. I wake up on Sunday morning and, I felt a cramp early that morning, but I didn't think anything about it because I was having Braxton Hicks contractions leading up to this. So I just woke up and I was like, oh, this is just, another Braxton Hicks. It's okay. So I go upstairs, and at this time we lived with my husband's mom. Mm-hmm. So I go upstairs and I'm making breakfast as usual, and I feel another cramp. So I'm like, okay, whatever. I tell Jacob's mom, I'm having more cramps than usual, and she's like, oh, okay, just hold it out, we'll see what's going on.
Yeah.
So
we thought maybe we were like, oh, we don't know if her body might be getting ready to go into labor. So we were actually timing the contractions, because there's the 4-1-1 thing where I think if they're 4 minutes apart, a minute long for an hour, then that's the baby's about to come. So we were kind of looking, but they were hours apart, the contractions. So we were pretty sure her body was getting ready, but we didn't.
Yeah.
We didn't know exactly when the baby was going to come, but we're it's probably coming soon.
Yeah. So at this point, I called my midwife, and she's like, it's okay. Don't worry about it. This doesn't really sound like you're in labor. So just stick it out, go throughout your regular day, do what you do. So I'm going throughout my regular day. I'm laying down and watching TV. And in these times, I'm feeling cramps, but it's not anything serious. So I'm just, moseying around the day, and everything is just going fine. And then, so it gets to be around 4 o'clock. I've done what I've done regularly because it was a Sunday, so we just chilled kind of around the house, lounged, watched TV, and I'm having contractions on and off. So it gets to be about 4 o'clock, and these contractions, whatever you want to call it, preterm labor. At the time, I didn't know that I was actually in pre-labor, but I was. So that was going on, and I'm just like, okay, now these are getting a little bit more intense throughout the day, but it wasn't to the point where I was like, oh my gosh, call the midwife because something is going on. So it's about 6 o'clock now, and they're getting a little bit more intense. So they're progressing throughout the day, but I'm not paying attention because earlier my midwife was just like, take it easy, Yeah,
and that's important and we learned that in the birthing class, when the body's getting ready to go into labor, it's good to conserve energy. So she was just she cooked, and we ate, and she chilled, and we walked a little bit, and she just to conserve energy so that the body's actually ready for when labor actually goes down and you're actually having to deliver a baby. like to make sure the body has enough energy, you're supposed to just kind of relax and not get all worked up and stuff. So she was just relaxing. But we were pretty sure the baby was coming, so I ran to the store. Like at this point, I was like, let me run. I wanted to run and get everything we would need. Like I went and got a log for the fireplace because we had a fireplace downstairs where the baby would be born. So I went and got a log for the fireplace. I went and got a little air thing to pump up the pool because we were going to do a water birth. So I went and got that. So I'm running around. I'm trying to get candles and a little speaker so we can have some music. And I'm like, okay, I'm like, I know the baby's coming soon, probably tomorrow, the next day. So I'm running around like a chicken with my head cut off, trying to like get everything, like just trying to get like some last minute things. But she was just relaxing at the house, like contraction, relax throughout the day.
I was straight chilling. And like he said, the midwife did tell us, like, conserve your energy. And we did a birthing class, which I recommend every mom who's pregnant to do a birthing class. Like, it is really, really, really important so that you can know what's going on. Because if you don't know what's going on, I could have been freaking out like, oh my gosh, you need to call the midwife, call her right now, I'm in labor. But since we did the birthing class, I kind of knew what was going on, even though it was my first baby. So if you're pregnant right now, please, please, please consider taking a birthing class. And the birthing class I took, it was called a Mama Natural course. So just look that up online. I'll put that in the description below so that y'all can check it out. But yes, that was a good one. You can take anyone. As long as you take a birthing class, it's good. It just gives you so much information.
Yeah, we would definitely recommend Mama Natural. Like, we definitely recommend that one just because, honestly, like, if you go through the hospital for the birthing class, it's a little bit more fear-based where they kind of tell you everything that can go wrong in pregnancy while they're teaching you about like what's going to happen in birth, or everything that can go wrong in birth as they're teaching you about, the birth. Whereas with Mama Natural, not that it avoids what can go wrong, but it just simply educates you on what's happening to the body when it's getting ready to give birth. So we would definitely recommend Mama Natural or some form of natural birthing class.
Yes. So anyway, let's get back into it. This dude is running around like a chicken with his head cut off. I'm at home straight chilling, y'all. Seriously, like I'm in labor, but I'm chilling. So at this point, it's time to go to bed. So we get ready to go to bed. I'm still having contractions every now and then, but it's not serious. Like I'm just able to live my regular life and not like being like hunched over pain. So we go to bed, and so I'm still having contractions. It's about 11 or 12 at night. I'm still having those on and off contractions. But at 12 o'clock, y'all, this is when it got real. I knew something was up, but I was still calm and I was still chill because of those birthing classes. So yeah, like I said, take those birthing classes.
Because you'd have a contraction, wake up, and then just go back to sleep. Contraction, wake up, go back to sleep. So she was sleeping. She'd have a contraction, then just go back to sleep. Once again, just conserving that energy, because the body gets ready for labor and then it actually goes into labor. And you don't want to burn up all your energy while your body's preparing for labor, because then when the actual labor comes, that hard work of getting the baby out, it's like if you've used up all your energy, then it's like then you're kind of in a tough spot. So she was actually sleeping, like contraction, wake up, go back to sleep, contraction, wake up, go back to sleep. She was just sleeping through the contractions.
Yeah, so I'm on and off just sleeping throughout the contractions. So it's 3 o'clock right now.
3 in the morning.
3 in the morning. And I have a contraction and my water breaks. So I'm like, okay, now I know it's getting real. Like, okay, I'm actually really in labor right now. And to all you guys who don't know, we actually were planning on having the baby at home. So this is the home birth. I think it's in the title, but yeah. So we're planning on doing a home birth. So I'm planning on having the baby at home anyway. So I think that has something to do with why I was just so calm too, because I was having the baby in my comfortable home, where we live. So that's why I was so calm. So
yeah, I at 3 a.m. So the water broke, and she woke me up because the midwife said, like, make sure your husband gets good rest so that he can be ready to go when you're actually like in labor. So she woke me up, babe, my water broke. And I'm like, oh crap, okay, like here we go. It's time. Like it's game time now. It's game time. So I hopped up and I hooked up the thing for the tub. So the tub was like an inflatable tub, like you blow it up. So I hooked that up and I get some candles going. I put a candle in the bathroom, put some candles. We're trying to like keep it calm and chill. So I hooked the thing up to blow up the tub, and I called the midwife and I said, hey, the water broke. And our midwife was like, okay, I'm gonna hop in the shower, make myself some oatmeal, and then I'll be on my way over. Now, the reason for this is, so first time moms are typically in labor for 8 to 12 hours. That's like the average. First time moms are usually 8 to 12 hours on average. Of course, some are more, some are less. 8 to 12. So she's thinking, she has 8 to 12 hours. I'm thinking that too. So I'm blowing up the tub and I'm kind of like chilling. And Tracy's, and then, she's doing her thing.
So I'm doing my thing, which is laboring. But let me tell y'all, so when my water broke at 3 a.m., or what time was it?
Yeah, it was 3 a.m.
At 3 a.m., this is when the contractions got serious, and I wasn't sleeping no more, okay?
Couldn't sleep through these.
I was sleeping through the first ones. I would have a contraction and then go to sleep. Have a contraction and go to sleep. But after my water broke, y'all, this is when it got real. I couldn't sleep after that because these contractions were coming on and off, and they were super, super intense. And at this point, I'm like, I know something is going on.
Yeah.
This baby's about to come. So I make sure he calls the midwife. And then you did call the midwife, right?
Yeah, I called. And that was when she told me I'm getting the oatmeal and everything in the shower and I'll be over, which like I said, 8 to 12 hours, so it makes sense. Yeah. So I called her and that was what she said. Oatmeal, shower, I'll be on my way. But I remember, so I told the midwife and then I come back downstairs and Tracy, she was kind of like groaning, like not like, like groaning and like, like going through labor. So I come in and in the birthing class, they said, support your wife, right? So I go in and I like try to rub her back and she's like, nah! Like she's like, back up off me. Like, I'm like, whoa, like what the, okay. So she's like, don't touch me. So I like literally run. I run out of the bedroom where she is at.
So I found this out about myself. I don't want to be touched during labor. I didn't know that. Leave down below what your situation was. Yeah. What your situation was. Me, I don't want to be touched. There's some women I hear who they want their husbands to rub their backs and rub their stomachs. Like when he touched me, I was straight up like, no, dude, like get away from me.
Yeah.
I was like, no, I'm good. Like don't touch me. I'm in pain. But anyway, let me know what you felt if your husband tried to touch you or your significant other tried to touch you. What happened?
Yeah.
So anyway.
So I ran out and then and then I brought the exercise ball to you. So exercise ball, another thing
about that.
Yeah, so another thing too that's good is exercise ball. Like so, and this is not just in labor, but just it's good for pregnant women in general. Like the bouncing on the exercise ball helps with like making the baby be in the good position and all that. But it also helps during labor to relieve like that tension. So she's bouncing on the ball like, and every now and then she would go ah, and then she would bounce on the ball. I mean, she was laboring. Like she's in labor, and then so it's been about the contractions. I mean, they're coming. They're like back to back to back.
The baby is coming at this point.
Yeah, it's intense. So Tracy lets out this really like blood curdling scream. Like I had never heard anything like this. One of our kids is screaming in the background. Every scream they do is blood curdling. You just get used to it. No, but so she lets out the scream, something like I had never heard in my life. Like it was like kind of scary. Like when she let out the scream, I'm like, what the wheezy F? So I run upstairs and I call the midwife because we're in the basement. Don't really get good reception. We're in my mom's basement. I run upstairs. I'm like, hey midwife.
Hey midwife.
We won't say her name obviously, but I said, hey midwife. She's screaming like. It's really like, and the midwife said, tell her to calm down. Tell her to stop. Tell her not to use up all her energy because she's thinking labor 8 to 12 hours, right? Like you don't want to just blow all your energy in the first hour. So she's telling her like, calm down. Tell her not to try to tone down on the screaming. So I go and tell Tracy not to scream, and she almost killed me.
I was like, what do you mean don't scream? This baby is about to come out. Like, I don't know if you understand. I don't know if the midwife understand. I literally felt my uterus pushing the baby out. And he's coming up to me talking about don't scream. The midwife said conserve your energy.
And then you see how she's like kind of calm. That's not how it was. It was like, don't tell me not to scream. Like it was like, I think like she probably would have killed me if the contractions weren't so tough. So she was in our bedroom. She stumbles out into the living room and then she lets out another one like another scream, and then she says, "Babe, I feel like I have to poop."
Yes. So at this point, okay, so rewind really quick. In the birthing class, they tell you that it feels like you have to take a massive poop when you're about to push the baby out. But in my mind, I'm laboring. I forgot. He's going crazy. He forgot to.
I forgot to, yeah.
So there are some things that will stand out to you, and there are some things that you will forget. With the birthing class, I mean, like, honestly, you're just kind of just like doing your own thing. Like, you remember some things, but some things are just like, I don't remember that. So I didn't remember that.
In the heat of the moment. Like, it's like in the heat of the moment, so she said she has to go poop, and I'm like, well, go poop. I'm like, go poop. So she runs into the bathroom. I'll let you tell her what happened in the bathroom.
I ran to the bathroom, y'all. So I'm on top of the toilet, and at this point, like, he's pretty close to coming out, which I didn't know that at the time. He didn't know that either. Yeah, so I squat over the toilet to like push the poop out. So the poop doesn't come out. So then I sit on the toilet, y'all, and remind you, like, he said he lit candles. I don't know if y'all remember that.
Yes, I lit candles.
He lit a candle in the bathroom, which is fine. You know, we don't think nothing about that. You know, he's trying to set the mood, light candles everywhere. So I'm sitting here, like, pushing the baby out, which I thought was poop. But anyway, so I leaned my head back. There's a candle behind me. Yeah. My hair was not like this. My hair was in braids, and it was back in a ponytail. I leaned my head back, and all of a sudden, I just hear, and I'm like, what the heck? So I looked back really quick, and I just went like this. So I just hurried up, leaned forward, and just like
her hair was on fire. Her hair caught fire. She leaned back, and the candle that was sitting on the back of the toilet, her braids went in the candle and caught fire. It was like whoosh. So she says,
so I sit up here, I start hitting my head like, oh my God. But at this point, he doesn't even know like my hair caught fire. He's in there trying to blow up this tub that's taking.
I think the tub would have took 4 hours to blow up. The tub is huge, and I'm blowing it up with like a pump. Like I'm literally like.
I'm looking at the tub like, I'm not getting in that tub, like, because it's not even blown up at this point. But anyway, so I lean back, my hair catches on fire. At this point, I'm in labor, so I'm not worried about my hair catching on fire. I don't care that my hair is catching on fire. I just know that I feel this intense pressure and that this baby is about to come out soon. But I don't know everything that's going on because this is like my first labor, you know, we're at home. Our midwife is nowhere around.
Midwife definitely wasn't there. And so we know the baby. Well, so this is our first time. It's our first time. So I have the midwife telling me she shouldn't be screaming like crazy, but she's screaming like crazy. And I'm like, I don't really know what to do. It's our first time. We never did here before, so we didn't really know what to do. So Tracy tells me, so she goes back into our bedroom and she says, Jacob, get the shower curtains and put them on the floor. So when you do a home birth, you put shower curtains on the bed so that if you give birth in the bed, baby comes out, it doesn't like destroy your sheets and your mattress and all that. So my mom had just put brand new carpet downstairs. So Tracy was good in the pregnancy with the pregnancy brain and all that. She's like, lay the shower curtains down on the floor. And it was almost like her maternal instincts took over. Like, it was like instinctually, she just knew what to do. I don't know. It was really beautiful. So she's like, Jacob, put shower curtains on the floor. So I did. So I went and I spread the shower curtains all over the floor. And she gets down on all fours and she's just like screaming.
So I'm like, where's the midwife? Like, she's supposed to be here. Where the heck is the midwife? Like, I'm looking for her. He's looking for her.
So now at this point, now to give context, so at this point, this has been going on. Like, so the water broke probably at this point about an hour and 30 something minutes ago.
All this happened in an hour.
Yeah, all this happened like an hour. So we're thinking, because remember, so in the birthing class we learned, once again, first time moms average 8 to 12 hours. So I'm thinking we got time. So I'm like, we got time for the midwife to get here. So my little sister comes downstairs, right? Tracy's on all fours screaming. I'm working on the tub. Tracy's screaming. Hope says,
I wasn't screaming that much. I don't think I was.
It was just a constant,
I don't think I was screaming that much.
It was like when the contractions, but so she's on all fours. Like she's down on all fours on the shower curtain. So my little sister comes downstairs and she says, bro, I see the head. And I said, excuse me? She said, I said, no, you don't. No, you don't. And I got up and I went and I looked. And I was like, no, that's not the head. It's just there's just a lot of hair down there. And then that's really what I'm thinking. I think I was in shock. And because
in denial.
I think I was in shock and in denial because at this point, you got like her water broke at 3. It's like 4 or something. It's just been a little over an hour, and like so I look, and she's on all fours. I look, and sure enough, there is a head, and I'm like,
no midwife.
The midwife is not there. So I call the midwife. I call her right, and I say, hey, I said I see the head, and she said, oh. And like when she said that, I'm like, that wasn't what I wanted to hear in that moment. No. I didn't want to hear from the midwife.
I think I even heard her, and he wasn't even on speakerphone. Like
I said, I see the head. She said, oh. And then she told me, I was like, what do I do? And she said, Jacob, you're gonna have to deliver this baby. And I'm like, okay, like, come again? Like what? Like So Tracy's down on all fours. I get behind her like a quarterback. I'm behind her like what?
The baby is coming.
The baby's like we see the head. It's
I literally tried for a second when he told me that the midwife was not on her way. I tried to hold the baby in, but our bodies are so smart that my body was working hard. All the work that I put into really having an effective birth, like it really started to kick in. And you could tell. And that's in another video that I have coming up. So all the work that I did to have a successful birth, like, would you pretty much say it was working? Like,
yeah, I mean, no, it definitely paid off. We put a lot of work in to making sure, because we knew we were doing a home birth, so we knew we wouldn't have like access to like epidurals and just any kind of medical intervention that would assist with the birth. We knew we wouldn't have access to those things intentionally because we're doing a home birth. So we put a lot of work in to make sure it could be effective. And man, I mean, it was almost like we did too good.
And when he says we, I know that sounds weird, but he was like my doula. Like, he was like, Tracy, you got to get up. You got to work out. On the days where I really did not feel like doing anything, like, he was like, come on, babe. Like, you have to get up and you can't be lazy. Like, you want this home birth, so you have to work for it. And that's the thing. Like, you really, really, really have to work for births. Like, it sounds crazy, but you know, if you're just sitting around all day, you're not going to have an effective birth. But, you know, if you're getting up, you know, you're working out, you're eating healthy, you know, you're drinking your tea, you're doing everything that you can, like, the birth is going to go fast, like how mine went.
Yeah.
And it went so fast that...
I mean, yeah. So I'm behind Tracy. And midwife's like, you got to do it. So I'm behind Tracy. I can see the head. I've never delivered a baby before, obviously. And in birthing class, like... they don't tell you how to deliver a baby because that's not the point of the class. The point of the class is just to figure out what happens like in birth and labor and all of that.
Right.
So I'm sitting back there and I'm like, this is what got us in this position in the first place. Me sitting back here while you on all fours, like that's how we get a baby in the first place anyway. But I'm sitting back there, baby, I see the head. So I see like the crown of his head. He has a lot of hair. And then it was like, poof, it popped like this. So this was like, so I could see like his nose and his eyes, and I'm like, oh my God, like this is my son, like he's coming, like so I see him.
At this point, I'm pushing.
Yeah,
I didn't have no other choice. My body was like, the baby is coming, and my body started pushing.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah. So it's like, so I see his little nose, and then his head popped all the way out. It was really weird. Like, obviously I'd never seen this before. So his little head pops out like, boop, and like just like that, like this, like the his head like, boop. So his little head's out, and I'm like, there he is. So I'm just holding his head. So what I was thinking, and once again, I'm not trained on how to deliver a baby, but in my mind I was thinking, I want to protect his head. That's the most important thing. So I'm holding his head, and then one of the.
Wait. So at this point, hold on, real quick. I have to say
no, you good.
So I'm on all fours. He's behind me, and at this point, like, I'm not even scared, and that's a whole nother story. Like
a whole nother video, probably.
A whole nother video. Like, you can't be scared in birth. Like, you have to be calm and chill, and that's why the birthing class is good. Like, I can't say the birthing class enough. But anyway, I was calm and chill, and I knew that my body was designed to do this. So when I was sitting there pushing, and obviously, yes, it hurt. But at this point, I'm just excited and ready to see the baby. So, but anyway, I'm pushing him out, and his shoulder pops out. I don't know.
Yeah. So his little shoulder pops out. Now I knew at this point. So one of the things we learned in the birthing class was that the head is the hardest part to get out, and you have like that ring. They call it the ring of fire, I guess.
Wait, I have to talk about that. Oh my gosh, I forgot about that.
Talk about it. Tell them about it. Tell them about the ring of fire.
When his head came out, y'all, oh my God, it felt like my vagina was on fire. Like, it felt like it was on fire. I was like, oh shit, like, is this supposed to be happening? But after the head came out, okay, it got a lot easier after his head came out, but oh my God.
Yeah, so they talk about that, and they call it the ring of fire. She could tell, that's, I guess is what it, yeah, but ring of fire. So the head comes out, but what we learned in the birthing class was head is the hardest part, shoulder's pretty hard, but once that head and that first shoulder is out, the baby can really just kind of slip out. Yeah. And so I was kind of prepared for that. That's literally what happened. At that point, he actually shot out. So once the head and the shoulder was out, he literally was like he shot out. So I caught him. I caught his head. His little foot actually hit the floor, but I caught his head. So then I'm just sitting there literally just holding this brand new baby in my hands.
Did you say he almost slipped and fell on the floor?
Well, no, his foot hit the floor. I made sure to protect his head. I'm like, his head is the most important. So I made sure his head didn't hit the floor. But he was kind of tall. I mean, he was long. He was 19 inches.
He was 19 inches.
So he was kind of long. So he came out like, and his little foot kind of hit the floor. But I had his head though. So I'm holding him. And then, so Tracy's on all fours. He's out attached to the umbilical cord. I'm in shock. Like, so I'm trying to hand the baby to her, but I'm kind of just sitting there like,
y'all,
because I'm in shock.
Let me tell y'all, he's behind me. The umbilical cord is between my legs. This man is trying to bring the baby on top of my leg, underneath my body. I'm like, babe, just let me.
I think I tried to give him over the shoulder.
Over the shoulder. I'm like, what are you?
I think my brain was not. I was in shock. I'm glad I didn't drop him because at this point I'm in shock. This wasn't the plan. Like, we planned for a home birth, but not for that. Like, the midwife was supposed to come and deliver the baby. I was supposed to just be there to support. I wasn't supposed to deliver the baby. That was not the plan. Yeah. That's not what home birth means. I mean, some people do it that way, and now I actually deliver. Like, I delivered our second baby, and I plan on delivering the third one. Now that I've done it, that's a whole other thing. But in that moment, that wasn't the plan. I'm shocked.
He's like coming over my shoulder with the baby, all kind of ways. So I'm like, okay, stop. Let me put my leg over so you can just pass him to me. So I put my leg over the umbilical cord. He passes him to me, and I lay him on my chest. And at this point, we're just like in shock because literally, like, his sister's there. His mom was there too because we lived with his mom at the time, and it was me and him. So we're just like thankful that the baby came out, you know. And when he came out, I laid his little tiny self on my chest, and I looked at him. And did he cry?
So Levi is really so it's crazy. So personality. The crazy thing about like kids is like you can actually see personality really early, like from birth. So Levi is really chill. Like, he's like me. He has like my personality. He's super chill, super laid back. And it's crazy because we saw it at birth. Like, when he came out, he literally went, he was like,
Oh yeah, he did. He let out
like,
a little cry.
It was like, I'm gonna just chill and cry. Like, it wasn't like our second son is the wild child. He literally came out screaming. Like he literally was like, ah, ah! like. But Levi was like, he was like,
and his personality really is chill like that. That's funny.
It is, but as soon as he got to mom, he was good.
Yeah.
He whined when I was holding him. As soon as he touched mom, he was good, and it was just beautiful. And that's really, I mean, that's our birthing story. So the midwife.
Well, then you started playing emotional music and you cry.
Yeah, so I had like a playlist. There's a song by KB. I think it's it says "Good morning to you, baby." We'll put a link in the description. But it's a beautiful song, and it was so really emotional. Beautiful. The midwife comes and. We clipped the umbilical cord and weighed the baby and all that. So
she finally arrived.
Yeah.
After all of this.
Yeah, the midwife got there after the baby was
She's
out.
like, hey, y'all, I'm here. Let me do the vitals and check his head. And...
So she checked and that's another thing, like another misconception that could be had about home birth. Like, the midwife is going to come and do the same thing they would do at the hospital as far as checking the baby's vitals, check for any issues. They weigh the baby. But you're in the comfort of your own home when all of this is happening. So it's really cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, so the baby was born, everything. I mean, ultimately, and so Tracy was in labor, like the active labor of actually pushing out the baby.
What time was it?
So it was 4:45. She was in labor for 1 hour and 45 minutes.
Yeah.
Her body got it done fast, and that's because of everything we did. So, so there's a video coming out about that next week. So please check that video out. She's actually going to detail everything that she did in order to have that 1 hour 45 minute time frame for her labor.
Yeah, so that kind of like wraps it up.
That's
the midwife got there. It took about 30 minutes for us to cut the cord, which I don't know 100% about this, but I heard that that's really good because your placenta is still pumping nutrients into the baby. So yeah, he was attached to me for 30 minutes. I got to hold him for 30 minutes. The midwife took him for a little bit, weighed him, measured his head, checked his vitals, made sure he was okay, and then she gave him right back, and I nursed him, and
yeah, so that's the kids.
That's the one we had.
Yeah, but yeah. So I mean, that's it. I mean, that's our birthing story.
That's our birthing.
It was really crazy, but really beautiful.
Really beautiful. Let us know if y'all want the story of the second baby.
Yeah, leave a comment. Leave a comment. How about if we get 10 likes? I mean, we're just starting. If one person likes it, we will tell you the story of the second one.
Okay.
No. I mean, but leave a comment if you want to hear the story of the second one. If we get a few likes, maybe we'll do that. A few comments, few likes.
All right, y'all. That wraps it up, and we out.
Stay Juby.
Stay Juby. Bye.
Ow. The midwife. Just say the midwife missed the birth. Just say the midwife missed the birth.
I'm sitting on the toilet. Hold on.